This week's episode of the STS Guys is brought to you by YardSalesSource.com. Miss out on Father Time's objects of desire the first time around? Fear not and take heed, for YardSalesSource.com is the place for new, used, and nostalgic items, both rare and collectible, are up for grabs, now with real-time video with descriptive shopping available on YouTube. Acquire what you desire, acquire what time forgot, acquire it now at YardSalesSource.com.
Shut up and sit down.
What is up, everybody? Welcome to episode 12, maybe 11.5, depending on how this one turns out.
Not really sure what the numbering is going to be on this one.
Of the STS Guys, I am Jeremy.
And I'm Scott.
We are missing quite a few members today, just because we are actually headed on an adventure to Tucson Comic Con.
We're going on an adventure!
So, I'm pretty excited about this just because, like I said, we got invited down to Tucson Comic Con, so it's about a 2-hour drive for us.
Yeah.
But it's going to be one of the very first cons that we're going to be covering.
Our first official coverage of a convention.
Now, I am super pumped about this just because, one, like I said, because we got invited down there. Two,
They actually took us seriously.
They took us seriously. Hey, we are serious now. We have shirts.
Yeah, we do. We'll check our Instagram. We'll have some photos of us up with our official STS Guys swag shirts.
But then, like I said, it's actually got a pretty decent guest list going on. Yeah. So I'm pretty pumped about, like I said, one, just kind of taking advantage of going down there and looking around, like I said, the vendor hall and some of the exhibitors and stuff like that. But also like interacting with some of the guests as well.
Oh yeah, no, there's one. Did you see the recent one that just got released or they just posted? That's kind of the surprise guest showing up.
Isn't the guy from Police Academy?
Yeah, Michael Winslow, dude. The man of the man of 10,000 sound effects.
Yeah, man. Like I said, they're pulling stuff out of everywhere.
Oh yeah.
So you
got Rocky Horror Picture Show.
Yeah, Rocky Horror Picture Show. Billy D. Williams. The original Black and Yellow Ranger. Yep. And then from the comic side, you had like Neil and Joel Adams. You have Joe Rubinstein, which was heavy, into that original Wolverine miniseries that came out. Like I said, he was heavily involved in that. So a lot of good comic guests as well.
Yeah.
So I'm pretty excited to one. Like I said, our first con actually has some decent lineups.
Yeah. Some people that we actually would like to talk to.
So, like I said, this is we kind of joked around at the beginning of the episode. Like I said, we were talking about it being episode 11.5 because this may sound, like I said, a little weird. So like I said, we're basically podcasting from a car right now.
Right.
A moving car going 80 miles an hour.
Right. We're just out in the middle of the desert.
Yes, we're out in the middle of the desert, headed down to Tucson, basically from Phoenix, and so it's going to be interesting on how it turns out. But we want to get it out there so that way, one, you can see how we're going. We're going to have tons of video coverage from the con.
Oh yeah, no, most definitely. I think we have at least 2 cameras, if not more, that will be up and going here. So trying to record as much of that footage of the con and the greatest news about the Tucson Comic Con, the beer garden, which I'm sure I'm going to get a lot of footage of.
Well, like I said, we posted on our Instagram that's probably where you'll catch us hanging out at. Look for us there with the STS Guys shirts on. Like I said, we'll be hanging out at the beer garden. I'm pretty sure a couple different times throughout the point of the day.
Throughout the day, we'll definitely partake.
Now, we also, on our Instagram as well, we posted a special giveaway, basically to kind of celebrate us going down to Tucson Comic Con that was open to everybody. Kind of a surprise thing just for our Tucson Comic Con attendees. Scott and I are actually bringing 4 Funko Pops down there that we're actually going to be giving away.
Yes.
So we're going to have some footage of that. What we're going to do is we're going to basically stop people on the street, or at the convention, and basically ask them random trivia questions about the character of the pop, and then if they get it right, they're going to win it, and then I said we'll kind of get that coverage as well. So we're really excited to do that as well.
No, I do believe, though, because obviously it's Tucson Comic Con, and our listeners aren't all in Tucson. Isn't there a contest going for those that aren't going to be at the con?
Yeah. So that is the Hellboy on our Instagram account, which we're giving away that, and then for our YouTube subscribers that can actually get on the Tucson, celebrating the Tucson one, they can go to our Instagram account and and comment #ILoveLarry. I wonder who put out that video.
Yeah.
In regards to actually winning that Funko Pop.
It was me.
It was you.
Yeah.
I know you secretly love Larry.
I love Larry.
We all love Larry.
Everyone loves Larry.
Everyone loves Larry. So go ahead and check out our Instagram in case you had. Check out our YouTube too. Like I said, our YouTube has a ton of content as well. Right now, honestly, we have our 200 subscriber contest giveaway going on.
And we are getting close.
We are getting close. Like I said, last time I checked this morning, we are 179. We are 21 away.
21 away from sending out that Rob Liefeld signed Deadpool comic.
Yeah, so that is a super awesome giveaway. Like I said, a signed comic by Rob Liefeld. Like I said, if you can't...
An exclusive comic.
Yes, it is an exclusive comic from Rob Liefeld's website. If you can't get to a con, or you can't, or if you have never been to a con, or just don't have the opportunity to actually meet Rob Liefeld, this is a great opportunity to actually get something signed by Rob Liefeld.
Yeah, it's an awesome comic. I've gotten a chance to read through it. It's a great comic, but the fact that you got it signed is awesome.
I am super pumped about that. Like I said, I'm excited to give that away, and then once we hit 200 subscribers, like I said, the giveaways don't end up there. Like I said, we're not saying, hey, 200, we're done. Hey, we're done with giveaways.
We're greedy. I want more.
Oh, we are greedy. I said, I want more and more and more. Well, technically, we're not greedy if we're giving shit away?
Yeah, it's true. It's kind of it's called charity at that point, right?
So I want to be more charitable, more and more and more charitable.
Right.
So we actually have a special giveaway lineup, which is actually probably going to be our biggest giveaway ever that we've done on the channel. Like I said, look forward to that coming once we hit that 200 subscribers on YouTube. If you haven't subscribed to our YouTube channel yet, you can go to stsguys.online, and that'll actually take you directly to our YouTube channel.
Or you can check out our website at stsguys.com. It has links directly to the YouTube there as well.
Absolutely. Like I said, we have all our playlists in there. And then, like I said, if you want to listen to the podcast, like I said, the podcast is all located on the website. We are on iTunes. We're on SoundCloud. We are on TuneIn now as well.
TuneIn Radio, yeah.
And
you got
Google
set up
Play.
on that.
So any platform that you want to listen to, our asses on, we're pretty much there. So whether you like it or not, you can listen to us wherever you want.
Like I said it before, we're like a virus, man. We're going to spread to every platform we can.
So we're like herpes?
Yes. My favorite.
Whether you want to or not, herpes is coming.
I'm just going to say we're like the warts because we keep popping back up. Like we go away and then we come back up. It's like every Sunday you get a flare up.
You know, I was wondering what was happening on Sunday. So kind of in the event of the actual podcast, like I said, we always talk about what we did during. Scott, what did you do this week?
Honestly, I was a shut-in this week.
Correction. So last week we talked about going to Hot Topic like a couple teenage girls.
Yes, we did that again.
So we did that again.
Yes, we did. Surprise to me, walking into work, I run into you and you're like, hey, get your shit, we're going to Hot Topic. So, yeah.
Go to the Hot Topic.
Yes, so other than, so we did go to Hot Topic. There was a Funko Pop that you specifically wanted for your horror collection.
Yes, the Krampus.
And so I think we have to talk about what Hot Topic is doing, actually, with their collectibles now. I think that's a huge thing to kind of segue into to the story. So, for everyone that knows, Jeremy and Larry both are very avid collectors of Funko Pops, and specifically look for those chase variants of some of those things. Those super rare chases. Those super rare pops that they have. And Hot Topic last week had, would we call it a double rare chase? How would we describe this one? That's
maybe you can call it that, or maybe an exclusive chase.
An exclusive chase. So basically, Hot Topic had their own exclusive Krampus, and then they had a chase version of that Krampus as well. So you can only get it at Hot Topic, and it's kind of their own chase of that thing, which is awesome because it's like kind of like a black and white flocked Krampus.
It's like a double rainbow.
Double rainbow, yeah. And Krampus, the evil Santa Claus beat your kids.
Which, by the way, that movie is so terrible, but I love it.
Oh, it's like a train wreck. You have to watch it, like, no matter what. Like, it's
a horror movie. Like I said, it's a horror, like, it's a horror holiday movie with Adam Scott. Like, it's awesome. I watched it again last night.
Where no one's trying to be fun. Like, everyone's trying to be funny, but like no one's actually funny. But yeah, so Hot Topic has switched. At least here, I don't know if this is like a company policy or anything like that, but here in Phoenix, they have switched to this method that if they get a new shipment of pops in, if they have any chases, what they do is the night before, they kind of say, hey, we have these in stock, and they'll put them out the next day.
So this has kind of garnered some mixed reactions from people. Mixed reactions are like, hey, don't you give people, without the opportunity to have jobs, and this, that, and the other. What if we work and have real jobs?
We have real jobs.
I take the opposite approach. This is awesome.
Yeah.
Just because we have real jobs.
And we're also within 5 minutes of the Hot Topic.
Yeah, so...
It's called a lunch break.
Yeah, exactly. Like I said,
I can eat at 9 o'clock in the morning.
Yeah, you change around your lunch break. You make some different accommodations. Yeah. But I honestly like this better just because, one, I know what they have, and two, like I said, I'm not going to waste my time, going from store to store to store. I know that they have, something that I want at that store when they're going to have it, and then I can go. Hey, if there's a line there, great. If not, whatever. I can see basically how much they have, what they have, and actually have a real opportunity to get something they want.
Yeah, I'm with you there. Like, yeah, it sucks that people go, oh, people with jobs don't get this, but honestly, those people without jobs are going to be the ones waiting in line and scouring those stores anyway. It's not really deterring those people from getting those, resellers or those true avid collectors are going to be the ones that are grabbing these first and foremost, regardless of the system they have in place.
Absolutely.
This at least means that we don't have to drive to 7 Hot Topics hoping that we find them.
Exactly. Like I did go to one Hot Topic. Like I said, they've been good. Like I said, I love what they've been doing. Like I said, I hope they continue this just because, like I said, I think it gives everyone a fair chance because they're letting everyone know. It's not like they're like keeping it secret either. They're like, hey, you know what?
This time they're actually announcing, hey, we have X, Y, and Z.
This. Yeah. If you want this, come in the morning before we open up and come and grab it. Simple as that.
So it gives you that chance. So again, last week we get the post that they have these chases. And so like a bunch of preteen girls, Jeremy, Larry, and I roll over to the mall before any store is open.
The mall before, like I said, basically we were competing with the mall employees and mall walkers.
We had 3 old ladies say hi to us like we were one of them.
Yeah, like we were speed walking the mall.
We were speed walking the mall like they were. Which is, I didn't realize was like a thing for old people.
You didn't know that?
I knew like during the opening hours, but like I didn't realize like in that 2 hours that the mall lets you in before any stores are open.
Yeah,
like that's prime.
It is a huge thing.
Speed walking thing.
When my grandma was alive, like I said, that was her jam. She loved a mall walk. Actually, like I find it funny too because did you watch the last season of Better Call Saul?
I'm not all of it. No.
Okay. So there's a scene in there basically where Saul's befriending this old lady to settle this case so that way he can get his money. But like there's a whole scene of them mall walking and it's hilarious. It's a hilarious scene. Mall walking is a huge thing.
So this thing is like years ago, going back down to Tucson, I worked in a mall. And I don't remember anybody being in there early, like walking. Maybe they just didn't let them in down there because of, it's Tucson and it's kind of sketch at that mall. But like, I don't remember it. So it was a shock to me when we were, all the old ladies were like, "Hey," as we walked by. I felt special. I was like the favorite grandson for once.
You know what? The only thing was missing was milk cookies.
Yeah.
And you'd be set. Honestly, what I was kind of surprised at, because like I said, I was kind of getting nervous there for a second because that security guard came by. And I was reading online from a couple different people that security will come by and say, hey, you can't wait outside the store, all this, that, and the other. But apparently that security guard was like pretty cool. Like, so like, hey, what are you guys waiting for? And was chatting us up and everything. And so didn't care. They said super nice security there, so it was awesome.
Now we do have to talk about how you locked out though, because
Oh,
You skated by on the skin of your teeth.
I did. So we basically did this the week before. Literally, there was no one there. It was basically me and Scott, and that's it. And then one guy maybe came like 15 minutes after.
Who didn't want the chase, or wasn't there specifically for it, but would have grabbed one if there was a third.
Absolutely. So this time, though, like I said, since this was the double exclusive, there was a bit more of a demand for it. Just because I believe these things were already commanding like $100 or something online.
Yeah, they were
ridiculous.
already being resold for a ridiculous price.
So we get there. There's 4 people there. Initially.
Right. Initially there was 4, and so we kind of had a bet how many people were going to be on there. I called 7 at first, but then I retracted it because I was like, no, I'm going to go with 5. 4 guys were there, and then apparently their friend had to potty because a 5th guy showed up after the fact and kind of got in the line with that group. So
yeah, then I was starting to get like a little pissed because I'm like, okay.
The saddest thing is, so there's these 5 guys in front of us. Jeremy is number 6. Me and Larry are 7 and 8.
I don't know what the fuck that noise was.
I don't either.
It was like a hiccup. I was like a hiccup and a burp at the same time.
I had a fart in there and you got the trifecta. But
all right.
So the thing that's trippy about it is, so they have a display of the compasses, and then at the very top they have the chases, but they put them in such a way that another display is blocking it, so we have no idea. We can see 3, maybe at least 4, but we don't really know how many more past that there are. So we're kind of waiting in line, and we're like, there could be only 4, there could be 5, there could be 6 or more. Like, we don't know how many are in there. So we just kind of have to wait and see. And as luck would have it, there were exactly 6.
There were 6.
So Jeremy, being number 6 in line, did get his mythical unicorn of the double exclusive,
which was my first ever. Like I said I have a few chases, not too many. But I said this was my first like exclusive, and then a chase on top of that exclusive. So that was kind of how we did the week. Scott, you also said you put some time into a new video game, right?
I did. That's what I was saying. I was a shut-in because I was been playing Assassin's Creed Origins, which both Leo and I have a chance to pick it up, and we'll have a full review coming up soon. We were going to do a first impressions video, and so I recorded the video and everything for it, and
it was edited and ready to go.
It was edited and ready to go, and I was like, all right, here's the things. I did not give it that great of a score. Like, it was not different enough from Syndicate, at least within that first like hour that I played before I recorded that video. It was not different enough from the other Assassin's Creed games, and then I did not like that new combat system they put into it. I thought they were trying to rip off kind of The Witcher or Dark Souls in the way that you kind of approach a fight.
It's like very Dark Souls.
Very Dark Souls, Nier Automata, where you have kind of the camera stays behind you. You have your bumpers do the attacks now instead of having just. It's more of an active fight system. Instead of waiting for people to attack you and have these scripted events depending on what button you push, it's you actually have like hitboxes, so you actually have to fight and you can miss. And there's a lot of actually like tactics that have to go into the fights. And so at first I was like, it's like a sped up version of Dark Souls. I really didn't like it. So I recorded this video, sent it over to Jeremy to get it edited. He gets it all up. We're gonna post it, and then I kept playing the game. And I got to where it's kind of, after the first like 2 hours, you actually get to be like, all right, stop having directed quests now. You get to just go out and explore and do whatever you want, right? And there's quests and shit throughout this giant ass map. And after saying that and playing it and getting used to the fighting system, dude, it's fucking amazing. Like
that's what you're saying. So I'm like, I haven't played an Assassin's Creed game in a long time, and I think it's because literally of all the things that you said initially, like. There hasn't been any real changes. Like, so it's just basically, it's almost like playing like a game and you're just basically putting a skin, a different skin over it.
So it's like when they did the like all the this is not the same now, but back in the day, if you played the original like the Battlefront games or the Battlefield games, I mean, where you had like Battlefield 1942 and then they're like Battlefield 2042 and they just basically reskinned everything to make it look futurish.
Yeah.
The Assassin's Creed games turned kind of into that. I mean, Black Flag was kind of that standout where it was like, we're going to be pirates, and it was amazing because you could be a pirate.
I still have to, I never played that. I never played
pick it up.
that. Because, well, one, I had the opportunity to pick it up the other day, but I have a feeling that's got to be one of those games they drop for a PS Plus 1 month.
Well, they just did the Freedom Cry.
Yeah, and then...
So I'm hoping that the full game drops soon for the PS4. So, I mean, that one was probably one of the best games in that series. And then it just kind of went downhill from there. Syndicate wasn't bad, which was the last one they did before this one, but there was just nothing different about it. Like, we've complained before on the thing where they added the grappling hook and then they're like, by God, you're going to fucking use it. In this one, they got rid of a lot of the gimmicks. You don't have all these special, like, dual hidden blades, and your hidden blade isn't, like, a guaranteed kill anymore. Like, lowly enemies you can kill, but, like a boss or, like, a leader of a camp or something like that may take the hit and get back up and start fighting you. So you actually have to be strategic to be like, okay, I can't kill this guy in one shot. Like, I'm gonna have to use like in the environment or scout ahead or take out everybody around him so I take him on one-on-one. Like, you actually have to be strategic. So if you play the game, take my word for it, get through the first like 2 hours of gameplay.
So probably like, the first like 45 minutes is all like, hey, if you've never played an Assassin's Creed game before, it's like, hey, this is how you strafe, or this is how you move, or this is how you pick up items.
Well, the first thing you do is they throw you into fighting a guy to learn the new combat system, because this is completely new to
So is that when
everybody.
you were, I watched the video, so is that when you were like in like the arena type thing?
With that one-on-one with that guy? Yeah, so that's basically right at the beginning, they're like, okay, we have to teach everybody this new combat system, because this is new to anyone who's played the series. So... yeah, it's great. Leo and I will have a full review coming. We're going to skip my first impressions video, and I think we'll just put our review over the video of that first 30 minutes that we had recorded here. So yeah, that's been my shut-in, as I've just been playing that continually for the last, like, week.
And drinking scotch.
And drinking scotch, that's normal. Like, I would do that regardless of new video game or not.
It just makes it that much better.
It does.
Okay, for those of you that aren't Arizona natives, when did Florence actually get shit? Like,
I
haven't
been here for a while, so it's been a few years.
There's like stores and stuff.
There's stores. Most of them I don't think are doing very well.
Okay. Well, because to give everyone some context, so basically the only thing that's really in Florence normally is the prison. It's the biggest prison in Arizona. Yep. And I'm actually kind of surprised that there's actually like stores and stuff now.
Yes. Wow. Yeah. So it's little less sketch than it was before. But yeah, most of those stores, I think they opened up like a couple of those big box like retail like department store kind of things. A lot of them apparently down here are shutting down because they don't actually have the volume of people that they expected would show up to the store. So because it's Florence, yeah. not fun stuff. So it's kind of the pit stop. It's the town where two like highways intersect. So the town exists only because it's two major thoroughfares.
And there's a prison.
And there's a prison, which
and they need people to work at the prison.
Yes, and if you're going to work at the prison, why don't you just live in the city with the prison?
Absolutely.
So.
All right, so that's what we did this week. I said we're gonna have to do some awesome coverage of the con. Like I said, you're gonna probably see a few different videos from that. Like I said, you'll see some of us, just at the con doing some coverage. Two, I said I'll literally it's been recently my birthday. So I'm like, what did I want for my birthday? I wanted money. So that way I could buy some stuff from the con. So you'll probably have some haul videos from the con as well that I'll be providing. We'll do a post-con recap. So by the time you are hearing this, like I said, we'll split to some different audio once we're at the con, and then like I said, probably in the next 2 minutes you'll actually hear our final thoughts of the con.
So for you guys it'll probably be no time at all, but for us it's going to be a few hours coming up here to see what happened at Tucson, and hopefully we have some good stories, especially after having a couple beers at that beer garden.
Absolutely. So we will check in with you at the con.
Perfect. Have a good one, guys. Self-imposed exile for the day, I guess.
I know. Hope you enjoyed the old music there. As you joined us on our journey, Scott and I are back in the car after coming back from Tucson Comic Con 2017.
What?
Their 10
yeah.
It's their 10-year anniversary.
10-year anniversary.
It was nice to be there. Like I said, it was
cool.
It was a nice con. Like
they actually had it set up different from most Comic Cons I've been to, but actually after a while it made it kind of nice. So instead of walking in straight into like a vendor hall, you actually had a lot of kind of your like cosplay groups and everything up where you first enter, and then they actually had where you have to go down a set of stairs and kind of off to the side to get to the exhibitor hall, and it cut down on that traffic going in and out.
Yeah.
Way better than other cons I've been to.
No, absolutely. It was kind of weird too, because I think this is the first convention center that I've ever been in to where you walk in and then the exhibit, basically the main show floor is on the bottom. So basically you're taking an escalator downstairs rather than taking basically an escalator upstairs. Right. Where like for example, like Phoenix Convention Center or some of the other convention centers are out there where you're basically going up and then that's the
your main auditoriums and everything are up on that upper floor. So you're going to have to go in and go up to get into most of the things.
Yeah, absolutely. Like it's like I said, it was set up really nice. We got tons of footage.
We recorded a lot while we were down there.
So one of the things we wanted to cover and make sure to kind of give a couple shout outs is we went up and kind of like talk to some people. Like I said, we wanted to enjoy the convention, but then two, like I said, give everyone the opportunity to kind of give a shout out to their wares, what they're slinging.
Hawk their shit.
Yeah, hawk their shit. Like it's a matter of like, you know what, everyone starts off someplace. And so if we can give them, 5 seconds on our podcast to go ahead and kind of hawk their stuff, we want to go ahead and do that. So there'll be a video of us walking through the con. You'll see some of those kind of shout outs.
Basically what happened during the hold music.
Yeah. So one of the people that we got it actually caught me by surprise. So I didn't run into him. He ran into me, and he actually like tapped me on the shoulder because I'm like, and he remembered me from Amazing Las Vegas Comic Con. So, in my room tour video, I have that Batman framed up prints, that awesome Batman that was drawn by Jason Fabic, and then I have like I said, that Batman logo, which is the Batman written out, and then it has like the bat symbol like kind of like faded and ghosted into the back. And so I met this artist, Bobby Breed, up at the Amazing Las Vegas Comic Con, and that's when I had him draw that. And so I'm walking through, and then all of a sudden I get this like tap on my shoulder. He's like, "Hey, what's up, man?" I'm like, and it was him.
Yeah, he remembered you, and like super cool guy, like automatic best friends. Yeah, like he was super cool guy.
Super friendly. So his website is artbrightbreed.com. Definitely check it out because it's
phenomenal artist.
He's super awesome artist. Like he's an awesome, super friendly, really will work with you with anything you want. Like, so for example, the thing that I had to make when I was talking with him, he had never made anything like that before, And so, like I said, I just gave him like, hey, you know what? This is what I want. Take your creative license. Like I said, you're the artist. Like I said, you've drawn so many different things. Go for it and draw it. Like, and he came up with probably like one of the coolest pieces that I have, you know, in my man cave in the office.
Yeah. It's a phenomenal print. Now, this might make some of our listeners mad if you've gone through here, but there's one thing I have to comment on, and maybe it's just because we look a little sketch.
I know where you're going with this.
Go with it. I'm not really sure what it is, but why is it so fucking hard to give away free shit to people?
I don't know. So to let you know where we're coming from, we literally had a sign that says, "Hey, do you want a free pop?
Just ask me
how." We literally had no one ask us. We had to approach people.
We had to approach people, and at first they're like, "We don't really want to do that." Like they didn't, and we didn't even tell them what they had to do. We're like, "Do you want a free pop?" And they're like, "No, I don't. Maybe. What do I have to do?" Like they were super like cautious.
Yeah, they were so apprehensive. And the thing is, like I said, literally, this is what we were having people do. The most ultra challenging thing in the world. We were basically, hey, do you want a free pop? Yes. Okay. Answer a trivia question that we generated regarding the pop.
And it was like, I tried to make it as easy as possible so people could win. Like the Christopher Lloyd, who was the pop for Emmett Brown was, just say Christopher Lloyd. Who was the actor? Just tell me the actor who played the character.
Christopher Lloyd.
Lloyd. And like, I'll give you a pop. And
like I said, it was literally they're just to kind of build the brand of the podcast, saying, hey, you know what, this is sponsored by the STS guys. Everyone was super happy after they got their pop.
Yeah, and we even let them cheat. Like, it was like, yeah, dude, we are going to, if you talk to us, we're going to make it so that you get one of these.
Yeah, you're gonna get it. Like I said,
I stood for what, maybe 20 minutes holding a sign, and it said
no one
looked at it and just kept walking. Like, and I had a bag full of pops. Like, you could see that in the bag, I had stuff to give away. It's not like I'm like, you have to sign up for a mailing list or anything. It literally was like, one hand had a bag of pops, the other hand had, ask me for one of these and I'll give it to you.
It literally felt like we had a van that said, hey kid, want some candy, painted on the side because no one approached us. No one walked up and be like, those guys are going to do something dirty. Like, no, and we had our like legit media badges, like visible, so we're like, dude, and our shirts.
And our shirts that say the STS Guys podcast, like, on it. Like, it's the weirdest thing to see that no one was like, free pop? Like, I'm sure half the collectors on a thing would have been like, yeah, I'll take whatever one you want. Like, but
yeah, it was, and they were like I said, they were decent pops. Like I said, we had a Batman, we had
one of your Hellboys.
Well, so one of the Hellboys from that case. So those were
so we gave her the Christopher Lloyd, the Loot Crate exclusive one.
We gave that one away.
And the Katniss Everdeen from Hunger Games.
Yeah, so we have that still, and we have the Batman still. So we gave away the Hellboy, and we gave away the Dr. Emmett Brown. So we gave away 2. Honestly, we gave up after the 2 because
it was so fucking hard.
It was so hard. So if you're listening to this right now,
we will be at FanFest.
We will be at Phoenix Fan Fest next weekend.
With the remaining 2.
Along with some others.
Potentially more.
So if you see the STS Guys podcast with a sign that says, hey, want some free pops, just ask how.
Just ask how.
Just ask how.
I guarantee you the answer to the question, what we're going to give you, if you know anything about the character, you should be able to answer it fairly well.
Yeah. It's like our questions were so simple. So Scott gave you the example of what we asked for the Dr. Emmett Brown. For the Hellboy one, except it was a little bit more tricky, but if you're into like pop culture and in the current events, what's happening, you should know. Like, who is the new actor playing Hellboy? Answer, David Harbour. David Harbour from Stranger Things. So this guy didn't know, and we were like, hey, you know what? Okay, what show is he from that's currently on right now? Stranger Things.
Done. You get a pop.
You get a pop. But then after we gave them their pop, like, their reactions completely changed.
Yeah, they were like super happy. They're like, oh, that's all I had to do is go on camera, answer some trivia, and we'll give you some freaks. Like, yeah, done. And we had, I don't care. Like, we had the dude that couldn't remember the Christopher Lloyd's name.
Yeah.
So his daughter busted out her cell phone. I was like, go, just look it up on the phone.
Well, then neither one of them got it, and then I'm like, hey, we have smartphones for people.
Right.
Like, there's IMDb.
Yeah.
Let's go.
Look it up.
Let's
We
go.
don't care. Like, we're going. If you talk to us, we're going to give it this to you. Even if I have to dumb down and be like, who played Marty McFly? Like,
Yes, this is something but in a nutshell though, if people want to give you free stuff, yeah, I would normally question it too. But if the STS guys want to give you free stuff,
we're going to give you free stuff.
Yeah,
Like,
free stuff.
we're handing shit out. So if you see us at Phoenix Comic Con, black shirt, white, STS guys logo on it, ask us for free stuff. We'll give you something for free.
Yeah,
Like, we will give you something.
absolutely. Like I said, it's something that, like I said, we love to do. We love to engage listeners. We love to engage, like I said, the rest of the community out there. All of our viewers on YouTube, SoundCloud, on iTunes, on Google Play, and on TuneIn, all platforms. Much love all your way. Just because, like I said, we want to make sure that we're giving back to you. So we do have our current giveaways going on now. Make sure to check out the channels for those. So we know that our YouTube and Instagram community love giveaways. So let's make sure to go ahead and make sure you're signed up for those, because guess what? We actually do give stuff out, and we're going to continue to do that as we kind of progress along through the timeline of our podcast. So, Scott, we had an interesting thing happen to us.
Oh, very, very, very interesting thing happened.
So
we made a friend.
We did make a friend. We met a fellow podcaster.
Yes.
This podcaster is a little bit more well known than your typical
us.
podcaster. Than us. So one of the media guests there was Ming Chen. And Ming Chen, for anybody who doesn't know, he has a podcast called I Sell Comics. It's a great podcast. He hosts it with Mike Zapsik. Both of those guys are actually from AMC's Comic Book Men. So if you're watching Walking Dead and you tune in afterwards and you see Comic Book Men, Ming Chen is on Comic Book Men. Awesome guy.
Super nice guy.
Super nice. So, you know what? I'm just going to go say hi. So I go through, I'm like, they have like little line security guards waiting there.
I got yelled at.
Scott got yelled at. Why was that, Scott?
Because I had our cameras were up, and apparently there is no photography whatsoever near the people because they charge for it.
Yeah.
And so I get yelled at and told to put my camera away. So Jeremy's like, whatever, I'm still going to go say hi.
Yeah. So I walk up to Ming, and then the very first thing I said, I said to Ming was like, hey Ming, like I said, I sell comics. And then because it's podcast. And I'm like, and then he instantly lights up, and we start talking about podcasts and stuff like that. We start talking about our podcast, kind of what we're all about, kind of what we do. And then he's like, hey, you wanna give a shout out? I'm like, sweet. And so I wave Scott over. So basically,
I turned on the camera and stare right at that security lady.
So
and just turned it on. I was like, ha ha.
A big fuck you to security, because like I said, Ming basically waves us over.
He waves me over. He's like, hey, come over here.
It's okay.
You can come down, bring the camera or whatever.
So got a picture, and then we did a quick little 30-second shout out, and we just got a
couple minute interview
with Ming.
Yeah.
Like I said, go check his podcast out. It's I Sell Comics. It's on SoundCloud. You can find it through the Smodcast network as well. It's great. Like I said, if you love comics and comic book stuff, it's a great podcast.
Super knowledgeable group.
Super knowledgeable. Like I said, between Mike and Ming, I said their knowledge of comic books, it's uncanny.
Yeah.
So if you want to know first appearances, you want to know what's currently out on the shelves right now, who better to hear from than the comic book men themselves?
Right. Well, and I always like to say that Jeremy, between the two of us, I think we have a pretty complete knowledge of comics, but we're overshadowed, or we're a little microscopic compared to the knowledge these guys have. So
it's true. It's true. So we didn't think we were going to get a chance to talk to any of the real guests there. So it was quite the surprise to be able to talk to Ming.
Just even say hi.
Honestly, just even say hi and meet Ming. Like I said, that's something that I wanted to do. Make sure I did while I was down there. I'm glad I got the opportunity to do it, and then the fact that we got, a couple minutes of video with him, it's
even better.
It was even better. So, thanks Ming for helping us out and for coming on video and just kind of talking about podcasting, kind of what you're all about as well. We definitely appreciate it. And I said
that was the coolest thing you could have done.
Yeah. So thank you for giving us a couple moments of your time. So after we kind of did all of our coverage and everything else like that, here at Comic Con, you can't go to Comic Con and not shop.
Oh yeah, no. You have to buy stuff.
So we're kind of looking around different stuff, and so Scott, like I said, Scott did buy something.
I did buy something.
Not necessarily for himself.
Hopefully not for myself.
I hope so.
I hope so for myself. So one of the artists for IDW that does the My Little Pony comic book was there doing prints.
Tony
Fleeks. And he had some nice little prints. So I talk about everyone. So I have a 4-year-old. She's obsessed with My Little Pony. So I'm like, somebody has a legit artist has like My Little Pony prints that they've done. Like, I'm gonna pick one up. So picked one up, and I think I just happened to mention, I was like, oh man, my daughter's gonna flip when I got this thing. And Mike was like, hey, what's her name? And I said, oh, it's Olivia. So he grabs it, and he actually signed and wrote a little note on the print for her. So that's, I think, when she gets home, she's gonna see that. She's probably not gonna know what the signature is until much later, but she's gonna flip when she sees that print.
It's awesome. Like I said, it's super significant. Something that like I said, your daughter, like I said, your daughter will, like I said, like now just because it's My Little Pony, but I think will appreciate in the future as well, just for the fact
the actual artist
of what it is.
Yeah.
So, then I had to do a little shopping myself. Like I said, the great Neil Adams was there. And so I had to basically get something with the signature on it, because I think I have a couple Neil Adams signatures, but I'm not sure. But I don't have anything Marvel that Neil Adams has done. So a couple of years back, he did this awesome Spider-Man cover. I've been looking at it a couple different times, but I actually got a signed copy of that cover by Neil Adams. So it's a pretty cool cover.
You'll have to kind of tell the story though, because Neil Adams was there.
Yes. So Neil Adams was there. I know what his signature looks like. There was a booth around the corner,
like 2 tables away.
2 tables away. That's actually where I bought the book from. That was actually already signed by him. So it was either Neil Adams does charge a little bit much for his signatures. So I ended up just buying it from this other guy, which I said I've seen the signature enough times. I know if it's real or not. I bought it from this other guy. So it was a little bit cheaper because I actually bundled it with a deal with a Walt Simonson first appearance of Beta Ray Bill.
Thor comic, yeah.
So I'll have a small little haul video up of that, and then while we were there, since we are a friend of the Funko Pop family there, we did end up picking up one pop that actually wasn't even for me.
Yeah.
I actually picked it up for my wife. She loves basically any of the pop figures that are actually of animals, and so one that she always loved. I think it came out maybe right as we were getting into pops, or maybe even a little bit before. We got into pops.
A couple years old, right?
Yeah, so it's a little older. Was the Bullseye the Target Dog? So I know she's mentioned that she's wanted that a couple different times. Someone had a decent deal on one down there, so and
in good condition.
Yeah, and in great condition. So I ended up actually picking that up as well from him. So all that will be on a haul video that we will be sure to post coming up here shortly. So overall, it was like a pretty awesome adventure.
It was a successful con
into Tucson.
And not like it's a bad thing, but there was not as many people as I would have expected down there, which made it nice. One of the problems with a lot of these cons is they get bigger and bigger. It starts to get crowded, and you have a really hard time talking with those artists, or have to wait and everything.
I couldn't agree more with that. Like,
with this one, there was that right number of people. It wasn't empty, but it wasn't to the point where you could, you had to wait, or there's anything. You could walk right up to any of the booths, start talking to any of the people, and everyone was was there. You could hear everybody. Like it was a really, really good con.
I absolutely agree. I've been to some bigger conventions. I've been to some smaller conventions. I like the small to mid-sized conventions just because they're much more intimate. Like I said, you can exactly what Scott was saying. You can go and actually interact with your favorite artists and creators. Like if I went to San Diego Comic Con, there is no way in hell that I'm going to go up and you know what? There's a line. Go up and talk to Bing Chen and get him on video and talk to us.
Right.
Or there's no way that I'm going to go up and talk to like I said the Bobby Brie, the artist that did my Batman thing.
He doesn't have time.
He doesn't have time because like I said he's there to work and this and the other. And there's so many people where like I said it's great for them and like I said, but as a fan, because I like the smaller ones just because like I said it gives me more opportunity to interact with like the creators that I love. But then also to be able to get the content that I want to bring to all you guys out there too. Like I said, it makes me excited for all of our future coverage as well. This being our first official coverage.
We've all been to many a con, but never as never to actually cover it.
Never to actually cover it in an official media capacity.
Yeah.
So. Media capacity, like I said, we enjoyed ourselves at Tucson Comic Con. Like I said, they celebrated their 10-year anniversary. I hope they have us back next year. So I know we posted a ton on our Instagram about it, and a ton of different stuff on all of our social media channels.
Plenty of videos to come.
Yeah, so we'll have tons of video coverage to come, and we hope that you guys enjoy that as much as we did. Even though you didn't get to be there, hopefully, like I said, you can partake in the giveaways that we have actively on our channel right now, and then like I said you can enjoy a little bit of the con that we got to shoot on video.
I think that about covers our adventure.
That does cover our adventure. Actually, wait, no, it does not cover our adventure. Scott, you did something on Thursday night.
Oh, I did.
That we I can't believe we haven't talked about it yet.
Yes. So, first impressions?
First impressions of
Thor Ragnarok. So I did get a chance to go to the advanced screening of Thor on Thursday. Go see that fucking movie is all I have to say. It is amazing. There's a couple of things that I'll say that it goes through. It's super hilarious. Like, it has got a ton of comedy into it. I would put it up there in terms of the level as the original Guardians of the Galaxy with a lot of the jokes that they have. You can tell it doesn't take itself too seriously like the other Thor movies did. It's a very stark change, and it's super colorful. Like, all the different sets, like, they use color really well. So when you're in, like...
So it's actually like a comic book movie?
Kind of a comic book movie, yeah. So at a certain point, you meet Surtur for the first time, you're in his realm, so everything's dark and kind of all monotone colors. And then when you get to some of the other places, it's like shiny in Asgard, and then all the other planets, and when they're in space and everything is super colorful, has all these different contrasting things to really make that movie pop. So yeah, it does. It makes it like a comic book come to life, and they've definitely shown that a character like Thor, you can interject a lot of humor to it and make it seem natural and flow. For some of the people, I know that it might be a little much on the humor because it really didn't take itself seriously in some spots that I thought it should have maybe switched itself a little bit more. But all in all, it's phenomenal. I mean, the director, and I know he did some of the final script treatment, was Taika Waititi, who's a hilarious writer.
What We Do in the Shadows.
What We Do in the Shadows, Hunt for the Wilder People. Actually, a couple people from the Wilder People showed up in Thor Ragnarok as kind of side characters. And the character Crag that he played, like, is it's awesome. Like, the whole thing is just good. But there's some points where you're like, did they really need to throw that joke in there? To me, yeah, I thought it was great, but I can see how some people are a little annoyed with it. But overall, I think it was running at like a critic score, at least last I looked, was in like the high 90s, mid 90s on Rotten Tomatoes. It deserves that score.
Awesome.
And there's some surprises in there. Jeremy, I know we won't spoil it here on First Impressions. We'll give a full review later. But Jeremy called and was like, "Wait, I didn't even know they did this." Like
that specific. I haven't even seen it yet.
Yeah.
Like for me, I don't care about spoilers. Because it's going to. I'm gonna go see it no matter what. Like I said, you could tell me shot for shot a movie, and if it's something I want to see, it still wouldn't spoil it for me because it's still nothing like seeing it in person.
But I'll just put it this way: for anybody who's worried that like, oh, you've seen too much in the trailers and everything, a lot of those things that you think happen or are altered for the trailer, so you do not get very much of that storyline during for the trailers. Like stuff that happens, you're like, you recognize the scene, but the background is different. It's in a completely different context, and there's like aspects of it that you wouldn't have noticed. So it is amazing to see kind of what they did to not spoil the movie, or at least to let you see see that trailer and then go into the movie and see that scene in a completely different aspect. So yeah, so go see the movie. That's, I mean, my 100% recommendation is if you like superhero movies, watch this one.
I'm excited. I'm gonna go see it probably maybe tonight or tomorrow. So either Saturday or Sunday. I'm super pumped to see it, to kind of see what it has to offer. I like kind of this direction and everything that I heard and kind of what was happening in the movie. So I am super pumped to go see it.
So what I say is probably on our next episode of the podcast, whatever number we decide on. We're not sure if this is.
I think this is 12.
This is 12. So on episode 13, coming up next week, we will have the full review of Thor Ragnarok. At least Jeremy and I can sit down. Actually, we'll have the spoiler-filled one of things we liked and what specifically we didn't like.
Awesome. So that does it for this week's episode of the STS Guys, episode 12. For this week, I'm Jeremy.
And I'm Scott.
And we're the STS Guys, signing out.